Hi guys. So I just wanted to come on to speak about this comment in which I saw this morning on another social media feed. Now, this comment was in regards to a post where this person, who I believe was an immigration advisor, had said that migrants are more vulnerable than UK sponsors due to the power dynamic, the imbalance between them of the sponsor and the migrant, that the sponsor holds the power over the migrant because of their immigration status. Now, although that might be true to some extent, yes, migrants are vulnerable because if the relationship breaks down, they've got nowhere to go. In many cases, if they've not got family here, my spouse didn't have anybody here, he ended up on the street. I get that. I really do. However, this comment states that migrants are more vulnerable than sponsors. Now, I cannot agree with this statement because unless a person is looking at evidence, data, theory, how can you come to this conclusion that one person is less vulnerable? And I'd also like to say both the sponsor and the migrant are both vulnerable in their own right. So the divide which I'm seeing of migrants are more vulnerable is not helping anybody, because people need to be seen vulnerable to abuse, not just you're vulnerable because you're a migrant. We are both vulnerable in the context of a sponsorship relationship. And until those dynamics are explored within detail, I don't feel anybody is in a position to talk on the behalf of a sponsor. Because today, what I am seeing, even in the Houses of Parliament at the moment, I will say the issue is being spoken about. I can say that the Domestic Abuse Committee have brought up to another organisation and asked about the abuse which is happening to us. And the BBC investigation was highlighted. So that is a positive thing to see, that, the government are actually awakening up to this, and they want to know before they make any more decisions of what they put in guidance. They're wanting to know how it is going to affect us. Now, I have submitted evidence to the Parliamentary Committee, and I really do hope that the evidence in which I have presented will be taken into consideration. The evidence which I sent does answer some of the questions in which they asked the other organisation. The other organisation couldn't answer this on backed up data and evidence because there isn't any. And this is why, once again, it's so important for us to come forward and showcase who we are and showcase our evidence, so we don't end up with comments like this saying that migrants are more vulnerable. Because I know from the data in which I've collected that we are in an extremely vulnerable position.